Okay, y'all, that went a lot better than I thought it was going to. I used the navy blue thread because that's what was in the machine. I started out by clipping. I didn't record this because I was really afraid that it was going to be a complete disaster. I didn't want you to hear me cursing. I started out by clipping my ends, the outer edge of the book, in place, knowing that I need about 1/4 of an inch all the way around, right? Is the way I kind of measured it out dry, or, before we put everything in it. And I clipped that and I sewed just the straight line. And I did this end and I did this end first, just the ends. And that seemed to be, I was a good give there, no issues. And actually, it sewed through this just fine. Again, I have those little white fluffy things coming through from the canvas, which I haven't figured out how to fix, but they are coming off. I just need to sit here and pick at them, I guess. Okay, so once that was done, and I knew I had both ends in and it couldn't go anywhere, then I came back and I clipped these down on the sides, figured out on the back end, I went too close to I started with the back just in case I completely flubbed this up. I was way off where that's because I wanted to go kind of on top of the line I had already sewn. So I sewed down, came across, and then back. And that went relatively well. I just needed I figured out after I did the back that I needed to figure out kind of where this line was coming across and kind of mark it so that it got closer to where the sewn line was. It's still off a little bit because there's just no way to really tell as you're sewing through there. Luckily, this fed through the throat of the book, through the throat of the sewing machine, just barely. So like anything bigger than an A5 might really be difficult because like you'd have to sew it in chunks, right? You couldn't sew it all together because I spun it through the machine as I was going and did this U in a complete one round. But I could have done it, and then taken it off and sewn this way. You know what I mean? So maybe that would have been easier. I don't know. But it's on there and I am really happy. If you can see because I didn't sew the spine, I do have that gap. But what happens is when it's flipped open, that gap gives me a really nice flat. So you can get a good flat workspace. It folds flat, which is what I really like. I've watched a lot of other people and by the time you get a bunch of stuff in here, your book won't lay flat while you're working, which is kind of annoying. So splitting this up into these 8 signatures in smaller chunks of paper where I had more of them, I think is the ticket for me. Again, it doesn't look stupid from the side where you have like giant gaps, which I think always looks dumb for some reason. Yeah, so that went surprisingly well. The other thing I did before I sewed the back on is I made a pocket. I actually made a little library card so that, because again, this is the Tale of the Traveling Junk Journal. So I'm part of a group of ladies who are going to exchange junk journals. And I think there's 8 of us total, which is 8 signatures, works out great. And I just made a pocket in the back so they can kind of sign, date and sign who worked on the journal, which I think is fun. Okay, so that is that. And now it's time to design my first couple of pages before I send this, or, this gets ready to go out. They, of course, can come in here and, work on whatever they want to work on. There's plenty of space in here to work and do whatever they want, which is really cool. So I designed a little card that kind of explains who I am, and there's baby Daisy. If you haven't met baby Daisy, who I'm always talking to, there's baby Daisy, and she's helping mom in the art studio here. Kansas City is where I'm at, City of Fountain. So yeah, I'm gonna either stick this here or somewhere. I don't think it really fits on here. I don't want to cover this up, so I thought about just gluing it in to the front here, the front cover. So when they open it, they have, you know, that little information about me. For some reason, as this went through the printer, it kept, the ink kept coming off. I don't know if the printer just doesn't like this paper. I need to clean, I guess, the printer drum. Anyway, I kind of like that, like, feel of that. So I'm going to leave it alone. And let it go. And then I printed some other doodads and things. And so I'm going to start working on, you know, a couple of pages here of designing out the journal. And I got this flip out. I made some flip outs because these hotel registers are really long, which I think is really cool. Probably should have flipped that the other way, but that's okay. Yeah. And I think I'm actually, because this is watercolor paper, I think I'm going to watercolor. There's a quote about art that I really like, and I think I'm going to watercolor that in here. And I'm going to just get started and get going. I'll let you guys watch as we go. Okay, I think that's good, and I'll come back to it if it's not good stuck down. I love this. These are some scrape pages I did with a little stenciling, and I used manila folders, old manila folders. This obviously was a green manila folder. Anyway, these are, you know, you just scrape acrylic paint on here, and it's just beautiful after it's all said and done. And because the manila folders are good and thick. Okay, so this is where I want to do a painting, but I also want to do some stencils. I'm going to stencil on some stuff on the back here, maybe, and do some other stuff on the back side. I haven't tried these brushes yet. These are that Distress ink. These brushes just came. You see, I already see they're going to annoy me. The little fuzzies are coming out. Hopefully this works. You see everybody using these brushes. I'm not convinced. Let's see. Huh? That worked. Kind of try to soften that line a little bit. The other one that I wanted to play with was, and definitely doing some spray splatters in here. My hot pink. These are just archival inks. This one's in the color raspberry from Colorbox. Did I pick up? I don't remember off the top of my head even where I got these. A little bit more up here. And on to the next page. Let me get in that crack. Oh, yep, there we go. I got a whole book of, it's a hotel register, and it's written in not all pages. It looked like it was a person who maybe rented out some rooms in their house. Like, it wasn't consistent like a normal hotel register would be. But, and then part of the register, they just used it for like keeping track of the cost of things that they were buying, like every day, stuff they were consuming. I'm gonna glue this down. Where does it come? So it makes an actual pocket. This glue, if you haven't ever used it, phenomenal stuff. It's by a company the company is called Art Glitter, and it dries clear. It's permanent, water-based, non-toxic, dries acid-free. I think I bought a huge bottle of this, but they have the little bottle, which is great for my desk here, and I can just refill it. So this is the 2-ounce size. I think I got these from Art Glitter themselves. I don't remember. I'll link it in Amazon, but this is paper to paper contact. It dries pretty quickly, and doesn't seep through the paper. Like, this paper's relatively thin and it doesn't ghost for whatever reason, which is pretty great. Okay. I'll probably take some of these that I made the other day and like tuck them in places. I found this. I don't remember where I found this little icon. It's the Weird Girls Club. And it's super cute. I want to add it somewhere. I thought it was adorable. It's not really in my colorway, but my palette is kind of navy blue and hot pink on this, or kind of raspberry, because that's what my cover is. But I thought this was super cute. I also made a 2025 to go in here somewhere. Not exactly sure. Again, this, I'm going to do a watercolor on here. Figure out how to, maybe that would make a cute tuck. So I will add that in as a tuck spot on the back. The other thing I want to add in here is I have these meditation cards. I'll have to go find one. Super cute. I don't know why I'm sitting here holding this stuff. Okay, so the question is, what's going in my hotel register? I definitely want a 2025. I haven't decided if what's going on the cover either. Leave that for a second. Like, should I leave the cover? Put something on the cover? Do we want to cut these out by hand? That's the question. I can fussy cut them. Whoever came up with some of these terms needs a hug. They're such cute terms. Fussy cut. Fussy cutting is just basically cutting around, leaving your white edge on there. Now, I know some of the girls, because I've looked at some of their Facebook pages, don't do all their own stuff. A lot of them are using stickers, and it's more scrapbooking type stuff, but that is also equally cool. I have a whole bunch of that, so I might stick some stickers in a couple of places that I have. These are just, my 2025 out of the way. Oops. Okay. These are just a bunch of miscellaneous junk that I created. Fodder. I think they call it fodder. That I painted in another class that I'm taking. And so I can use these pieces now. I've been using them in a variety of things. These are watercolors that I then added additional pen and ink designs to, and then fussy cut them. These were stamps. I handmade stamps. So I thought those are really cool. So maybe we'll include this one, because that kind of matches my color scheme here. All right. I have some stars that I made the other day. They don't really match. Here's one that's kind of that navy blue color, so we'll throw him in there. This one's a lot of fun. I don't know if I have any flowers. It wasn't really. Oh, and then I have a lot of vines and leaves and things like that I created that I can add to here also. I'm trying trying to think if there's any here that really go with this color scheme. Not really. It was completely different. I was looking at a different palette the other day. See if any of my flowers really go with. I don't know. Pull out a couple of these out. Oh, I really like this one. This one's really pretty. I'm gonna hold on to him. Okay, so that's those. Daisy baby, where are you going? Are you gonna try to eat stuff? Don't eat stuff. You wanna say hi to the peoples? Huh? You wanna say hi to the peoples? I don't know if they can see you. Whoop! There's the baby. There's the baby. Okay. Hi, what are you doing? You still on mom's chair? Are you gonna take over? You gonna record? You record for the people. You're really good at it. All right, so let me see, because I think these would look super cute in that tuck area. You can just tuck in, you know, a couple of these maybe as a funny surprise, maybe somewhere. This is another opportunity for another watercolor. Worship me like the goddess I am. This is just cute. That was away. Can I trim that down so then I see her little face? That would be funny. Okay. I'm gonna trim this just where'd my scissors go? They're right here. I'm gonna trim this down just slightly so you see her little face. I'm gonna trim her. And I think, and it's just, let me trim down to the next one. Okay. And because I have these holes here, I'm going to add a little bit. Remember I tore up my little pieces here. There was one that's extra short. It was the first one I tore. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Trim this off. I'm going to give it a little bit of pull it through itself. Okay. Again, why not? Anything that we can do so people have to experience the book, I think is fun. Remember, I don't know if anybody else had books like this growing up as a kid, but I had these. There was an entire set. I think they were religious books where they had like little things that you pull and spin. I'm trying to think what else. Little windows that opened and all kinds of fun stuff like that. It was, just a lot of fun. Anyway, okay, so that's on there. And that just gets tucked back in. All right, so now it's a little added interest there. I'll find my cards because I want to put some of those in. I think I'm going to add these on the back here. Oh, these would be fun to do a tuck on design. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but like something tucked in underneath there. It'd probably be easier if it was. I don't know. Maybe I'll just layer these little bad boys in. Isn't that cute? On the corner, and then maybe a saying or something. So I don't want to put that on there yet, though, because I'm going to paint on this side, and I don't want that to cause an issue. Okay, I'll set all these aside for a moment. I'll figure out where to put her at. Trying to think what else. I wrote this out. Grab a piece of paper. Okay, I have a couple of quotes. Art is you being free from all of the world's heaviness. Art enables us to find ourselves and lose ourselves at the same time. Look for what you notice, but no one else sees. There's another quote. Oh, here it is. I wrote it down because I was going to use it in something else. I wrote it in my book. Maybe I didn't write it down. It was about being an artist. Let me see if I got it on Pinterest here. I like to pin things. Where would it be? Out of the 8 million pins that I have. Oh, I make art to show my soul that I'm listening. That is what I wanted to put on here. Let me write that down. I make art to show my soul I am listening. The other one that I found that I liked is I create because I have a need to share the most beautiful parts of my soul. Okay, so, and that's Nikole, Nicole Casa. This quote, this is unknown. Okay. I think I'm going to go with that for now. There's a couple more. There's a couple by Pablo Picasso that are really beautiful. I'm not going to be super like crazy about this. I have water here. Got water for watercolors. Throw that over there. Do I want to draw it on first, or do I just want to go for it? Is the question. I don't think I have the right color. Or do I want to do it with pens? No, I definitely want to watercolor it. Do I have the right colors in here? I don't think I do. This is a complete no. I make art to show my soul I'm listening. Okay, do we want to... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 lines. Oop, I got something stuck in my finger. How gold. I wonder. Okay. I'm going to use the navy blue and the pink that's on here. Thank you. You. And I got that. water. Hopefully the water's not too terribly yucky. We're just gonna go for it. Nothing is wet. I don't think there is. Enough water left in my little water bottle here. Uh-oh, that's way too much water. Shit. Oh well. That's way too much water. But okay. And then I've covered up my saying, so now I can't say it. I make art. Do it in blue or pink? Actually, I think I'm gonna do it in the pink. Uh-oh. These I have not touched in a while. Okay. I haven't touched in a while. And I just put way too much water there. I make. Alright, we're gonna try this and then we will draw around it. Hopefully this works out. I want these kind of more bubbly. I make. I didn't intend for this to be calligraphy letters, but I probably should have chosen a different. Probably should have chosen a different tip if I didn't want it to come out calligraphy like. Because unfortunately, that's what you get when you have a square tip. Make art to show my. We'll come back over this. Soul I am. stick this back in the water, and I don't need to. I have plenty of water here. Listening. Probably should have done that a little higher. That's okay. Okay. And now, after this dries a little bit, I'll go back in. Let me switch brushes here. Because again, my intention was not for these to be calligraphy letters necessarily. What I did to that brush, but he looks a little rough. Okay. He's looking a little rough. I'll just do it upside down. Okay. I want my letters to be a little bit more bubbly. Note to self, start from the left and go to the right so you don't drag your hand through things. Duh. I know better. You might ask yourself, well, why does it matter? This looks fine just as it is. But I had an intention here. Unintentional letters. To be a little bit more intentional with my letters. Plus, it's very therapeutic to just sit here and just paint with watercolors, right? I'm ultimately going to take the blue pen, and I'm also going to go outline the letters and probably add some highlight and all of that stuff to here as well, which is why, I want to round out my letters a little bit. Paint them in. I don't remember if this paper is the one that bleeds through. Nope, it didn't. Good. Um, I will link this paper. This paper is watercolor paper. I don't mean to flip you off there. And it is so stinking soft. Like, it is just a joy to touch. It's really soft. It has the deckled edge, and the edge is soft. Some of the deckled edge stuff that I've gotten, it's like they put something on the deckled edge, so it's rough. Got an entire watercolor book that they had done something to the deckled edge, so it was like rough and horrible. And the paper's not that way, so it's like, because I tore some of it to make the pages shorter, and they're not rough. So like they had to have done something to, I don't know exactly what, but to make it feel that way. And I'm sure it was some preservative or something was put on it, but I don't understand why they would do that, other than, maybe it stands up better. I don't know. But it's not pleasant to touch the edges compared to like this stuff that the edges are super soft. All of the papers, they just come in a pack. This just came in like a loose sheets, which is kind of great. And they're just beautifully soft. Hopefully they still have it on Amazon, but I'll link it. Those letters look stupid. It's fine if they don't look perfect to begin with, because again, we're going to go over them here and add some additional interest, which I'll show you how I'm going to do that here in just a second, much like I did with these, where I outlined and then I added some additional stuff on top. I don't think it needs to be perfect. I mean, if you want to get super specific about it and make it perfect, that's fine too. It's not really what I'm going for here. I was really happy that there was this Facebook group I had thought about this the other day. Like, I read a book called The 1,000 Journals Project, and they had provided some examples of the different journals that had gone out and come back. And I just thought the idea of then like sending out some junk journals into the world, and like, I think there's another YouTube creator, 49 Dragonflies, and Louisa Heinzel, who do December Remember on here, and they kind of, you trade with one person. This rotation, where we're going to trade with multiple people, and I think, like I said, there's 6 or 8 people still who've kind of agreed to be part of this, and we're just going to exchange journals every couple of weeks, and everybody kind of designs a couple pages in each other's journals and then sends them on to the next person. And then by the time it gets back to you, you have a really awesome collaborative experience, hopefully with everybody. It'll be really interesting to see what everybody's starting journal looks like. I think most of the people in this group are, new to this, kind of like I am. This is really the first book that I've put together in its entirety. I've done some smaller books, but this is the first one I've done, like put together the full book. I started one the other day where I did the whole stitching with the wax thread, and I hated it. I actually took it back apart because I tried to stick it into the binding or the backer or the cover, and I just hated it because because it was clunky, and the sewing of the wax thread is so thick. It wouldn't lay flat. I had glued it all together. Like, it was terrible. It was terrible. So first attempt was terrible. This attempt, again, I think I learned a lot, obviously, the first time around. And I am really happy with splitting the signatures up, the papers up into more signatures, and sewing them in by hand. Embroidery floss worked out great. I think the spine option is with it, the ability to lay flat. I was tearing when I tried to do the wax. I tore the pages. It was just a disaster. So if you have had a similar experience on your first couple of goes with the wax and trying to bookbind, everybody makes it look so effortless on the YouTube videos, and I'm pretty sure, they probably have made a bunch of them by then, and that's why it's so effortless and beautiful, or maybe through the wonderful editing. I don't know. But yeah, it was terrible. Okay. Terrible. There's something about watercolor that just makes you kind of slow down and have to be more intentional. Like, if you're actually doing a watercolor painting, I find it makes me have to slow down and think, because the paint builds up in layers, and the water sits on the page, and depending on where it kind of settles at on the page, stuff like that have to be thoughtful about what you're doing. I do a lot of watercolor, like flowers and stuff that look realistic. Or as real as I can make them. I want this M to come down in the middle. Should have maybe planned smaller letters. Oh well. It was meant to be this way. I make art to show my soul I am listening. My goal on this is, again, not to be perfect, because I'm going to add additional stuff on top. Evens out. Well, those ones I did upside down look terrible. I'm going to go with the process here. Okay. Anything, they all look terrible. That's okay. We're going to draw around the edges with a pen and then give it a little bit of highlight in some spots, and it'll all look perfect after it's all said and done. Just let that dry a little bit. Yeah. Ton of paintbrush. Okay. Let that think for a minute. I gotta get some splatters, some gold spritz in here somewhere. Maybe I'll do that in this area. Cover everything up. There's my little lady peeking out. Little eyeball peeking out there. She looks half unhinged, peeking. Too funny. Okay. Let that dry and come back to it. In the meantime, again, this tuck spot, this is now a good tuck spot. That's not going to work there, but let me go grab the other card. Well, on here, though, I don't know. My cards have words on them. I don't know that I want the cards necessarily. There's some other things on the corner of my desk here. These are some papers that I made. Maybe we'll do a tuck out of that. I use this as a template to stencil, and it turned out, I don't know if you can see that, but it's easier. Over the top of that, maybe I'll do a layered, maybe we'll layer up some stuff here. We also have a book page that we can tuck in and do some things with. Maybe I'll do a layered tab here. How big, how wide do we want you? Okay, so I do want part of that. That's the yummy part. The way I made this, we all get that craft paper that like your packages that come in your packages, and I had some, thick packing paper. Basically, I keep all of that, and I layered on tissue paper. The sparklies are from tissue paper, had sparkly in it, some doilies. I also put, and it's not on this, but some book page and some more of the music sheet cut up pieces. And then after that was dry, I spritzed over the top with gold and hot pink. And I really love the way it came out. I used it as a background for another project I was working on, which I might show you at some point. But okay, so we want this to be, I guess, a tag maybe? Which way do we want it to go? This way or that way? It's definitely too tall. I'm going to cut this end down. I'll layer this bad boy. Let's give him an hooked top. It isn't at all even, but okay, I don't like that at all. I'm just gonna round the top off. Something round. I am not able to cut a circle today for some reason. Nothing on my desk is round. No, that's too small. Why don't I have anything on my desk that's round? Daisy's dog brush. Okay. When in doubt. I have the Daisy dog brush in here. I don't know. I'm just going to use that as my template to be able to round off my top correctly. Stuff that back in there. Okay. Oh, it's still uneven, but that's okay. I'm going to layer some pieces on. From my journal drawer. I have anything in the same blue color. That's got the blue on there. That's pretty. Let's take a snippet of that. That's fun. I wonder if I can do the same round on that. And then I want this to lay on here somehow. That might not be able to live there. Okay. This, a little bit of this, a little bit of this. This needs to be there. Book page. Just some fun splatters on that. And then I'm going to put that back in the drawer. Page. Is that enough of a contrast? Probably not. What would be the purpose of this, though? Just random weird stuff. Ooh, can I grab a... Where's my heart at? Oh, too bad I already punched through that. It's too big. But can we make a heart out of something else? Oh, here, why don't we put a 2025 on here? Will that fit? 20, and then it actually has a purpose. 2025. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, let me push that back while it dries. Okay, I was just trying to figure out like how I wanted this all to kind of work together because I'm going to do a layer, put a rad in the top or a punch because this is just going to be a tuck card basically. I might put a little hidden message or something underneath here. I'm not sure yet. Anyway, and I'm going to put my 2025 on top of here. So let me stick this down. Okay, let me go get my brad. Stick that down on top of there so it doesn't move. Crocodile. Okay. That is not the crocodile. There's the crocodile. Question, where did that go? Is it down here? Where are you living these days? Used to have a long time. Oh, sorry. Oh, there we are. Hiding under Daisy's brush. Okay. Got the fabulous crocodile, which I never used, as you can tell. I have no idea where it's at. Okay, I need to figure this out. Okay, we're gonna do gold brad. Are you supposed to use the back? I didn't do that before. Maybe that's why it never seems right. Oh no. Maybe I have a feeling I'm gonna open this up and then regret it. I did it before and I didn't use these back things. That might be why it looked funny. Oh Lord. I'm assuming you're supposed to put the back on. We'll figure it out. One way or another. Over the shot. Again, I got this kit again through Amazon of the different colors of rads. I don't use very many of them, so it did have a little die that you can do. You don't necessarily have to have a crocodile. However, crocodile seemed like fun, so. Oh, okay. It's the beauty of the thing. Nothing sticks to it. Okay. So the question is, I like this. Does this make sense here? I'm going to round off the top of all of these because they look dumb. I need a different circle. Here we go. And in doubt, use the yogurt tin. Figure out where my round off is. Okay. Let me lay all of these out. Do I want that way, or do I want this way? Let's do that way. And it'll just be peeking out the corner, and then we can put something underneath, maybe. All right, let me see where we look like we are with these two pieces. I want that little bit of gold in there. I'm going to offset this slightly. I don't know why the curve bothers me so much, but it does. We'll see if that is better. Okay, that's a little bit better. It's not nearly as dumb looking. Okay. It's a little bit better. And then it also will come through here after I get this stuck together. And maybe we'll offset this too. Get that little, put my brad in. Oh. What size are these? Are they the small or the big hole? I think it's the big hole. Figure out where your hole is going to go. And then pray. No, just kidding. Okay, so I put the hole in. I'm going to set the top through. Shove it on through. Okay. Yeah, it was the right size. I'm assuming I was supposed to have put this on here all along, and I wasn't. And then I stick it in the crocodile. Which way does it go? I'm assuming. Does it matter? Okay. Set it all on the crocodile, and then we're just going to squish it shut and pray. Okay. Then it works. See, this thing does not stay on there. I don't think these were. I'm unconvinced that those were meant to be there. Or maybe I'm just doing it wrong. I don't know. Probably doing something incorrect. Okay. Let go. Hello? Why would it lock down on me? Not unlock. Oh, shit. Okay, don't do that. Okay, open. Open sesame. Oh, maybe because you hit the button. Okay, now these are on here. I am going to set you aside. I'm going to trim you up so you are also curving with the rest of them. Okay, this beautiful little bit of stuff going on. Let me get rid of that. I have some butterflies that are made out of book page, journal pages. Find so I have hearts and are made out of journal pages. Are they navy blue ones? A butterfly to peek around the edge, though. Butterfly wings, singular wings, and navy blue. I don't see any. Oh, here we are. Give me that chalk. Okay. And, oh, here's one. That one's loads of fun. I'm going to stick this in here behind maybe as the thing that's, I don't know, for surprise, or does that make sense? I should leave it alone. Maybe I'll put another quote back there. Or along the edge. That would be fun. Let me do that. I'll hold on to the butterfly because I want him for later. All right. Another quote. The other quote. Let me find my gold pen because I'm going to write it in gold. I have a second gold pen in here somewhere. I thought I had a second gold pen in here. Wait. your gold pen out of the drawer. Because I don't put these in here. And I do like those gold pens. Check that in the drawer with the other pens. Okay. Oh, of course it has this. Nope. I thought it had paper on it. Just keep coming with these paper all over them. I'm going to fix my letters now that we are in here and we are stuck down. I'm going to make all of this gold because I don't like that little bit of white that's on there. I think it looks dumb. I am going to add a little bit of white to the that one's not been opened. Come here. Hopefully these are not right up. Okay. Come on, baby. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You're starting to come out. I can see you. Note to self, shake it away from you and don't shake it all over your shirt that you're wearing that you don't want to get covered in paint. Okay. I am going to come in here and just kind of tip a couple of areas with the white just to make, give it some visual interest. Seriously, man. In a couple of areas, again, just to add a little bit of something now that I took the white away. Just gives it a little extra. Because my letters, numbers, whatever, became kind of flat when I just took away the... That's good. Just a couple of areas to add a little bit of visual interest back. Contrast there on the letters. I think that looks good. I have now paint everywhere. Luckily, I don't think it got all over my shirt. I did not put on an apron today like I should have if I was painting things. Okay, now we're going to write a quote around the edge. You don't make art, you find it. started around the bottom and done it that way. Oh well. Okay. The other thing I'm going to do is, I don't think I have any of my little scraps over here. Scrappity scraps. Come off. Stay. Okay. I have an entire bag full of these silk strips that I pulled the other day that happened to be hot pink. I need smaller pieces. I do have some smaller pieces. Let me grab small pieces instead of using a big one. Although, I'm going to keep a big one out because I may use it to tie the book shut. Hey baby, what are you eating? Don't eat stuff off the floor. Mommy doesn't know what it is. You know better than to eat things off the floor in here. Yeah. Did you eat your crunchies earlier? We need to eat some crunchies. Let's eat more crunchies. Go eat a snack. Just eat a snack. Yeah. You eating pieces of paper off the floor? That's gross. That's yucky. That's yucky. Don't eat stuff. Come here. Oh, let me see. Let me see your mouth. Let me see. I think we're out. Silly girl. You are so silly. You are so silly. Okay. All right. We're just going to make a little teeny tiny tie for this one too. Look that through. Daisy love, come here. Hold on, I'm coming. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Pull through, pull through. I love this silk because it's, again, texturally, it is really soft. This is silk that I dyed forever ago. I had some pieces of it, and then I just took and cut them up, ripped them into strips. So, okay. Rare Girls Club 2025. Let's put 2025 on top. Oh, no, because I can't see Rare Girls. Okay, so that's tucked in there. All right, that's enough for right now. Let me go feed the dog, and Easy Baby is hungry. And all those things on the floor, Baby Baby can eat later. She will eat them later. She will eat it later. Okay. We will stop the video. And we'll come back.